Up next, we'll be talking about derivatives of the hindgut. You know that the gut, the primitive gut has the foregut, we have the midgut, and we have the hindgut. All right. So each of these portions of the primitive gut actually develops into specific structures. All right. So now for the hindgut, we're speaking out the hindgut specifically to make a video on it. All right. So what structures does the hindgut form in a developing embryo? Okay, so our focus is to discuss the derivatives of the hindgut. You can see that all this, you can see it as a bracket, there's a hindgut there. All right, so derivatives of the hindgut. The hindgut forms the distal third of the transverse colon. All right, so you see a left one third of the transverse colon is formed by the hindgut. The hindgut also forms the descending colon. Right, this is a descending colon, is also formed by the hindgut. Then the hindgut also forms a sigmoid colon, okay, and you can see that the sigmoid colon is here too. The hindgut also forms a rectum, right? Where's the rectum? This is the rectum, right? And the hindgut also forms superior to third of the anal canal. It also forms, okay, sorry, okay, the hindgut forms superior to third of the anal canal, okay, but the inferior to thirds of the anal canal develops from the ectoderm of the anal pit or the proctodeum. Okay, so the hindgut also forms epithelium of the urinary bladder and most of the urethra. Okay, so guys, this is it about the structures that are actually derived from the hindgut. Um, the hindgut now is not, I think it's not, okay, I think this is just away from the derivatives, right? Just talking about the arterial supply. The artery supply of the hindgut is the inferior mesenteric artery. That one we spoke about it in the development of the gut, where we said there's celiac artery and there's superior mesenteric artery and there's inferior mesenteric artery. Okay, so guys, the caudal part of the hindgut called the cloaca is divided by the urorectal septum into the ventral urogenital sinus, which forms the urinary bladder and most of the urethra. Okay, so this is us just talking about this last point where we said it forms the epithelium of the urinary bladder and most of the urethra. Okay, so being specific now is the caudal part of the hindgut, which is also called the cloaca, where it is divided by the urorectal septum into the ventral urogenital sinus and the dorsal ano-rectal canal. So the ventral urogenital sinus now forms the urinary bladder and most of the urethra. We have the dorsal and rectal canal, which forms the rectum and the upper two-thirds of the anal canal. Okay, so breaking of the cloacal membrane covering this area provides communication to the exterior for the anus and the urogenital sinus. Okay, so you know that failure of the cloacal membrane to actually break down is what is called imperforate anus. Okay, you have like the anal area is just a very small hole or is completely locked up. All right, so guys, that's basically the derivatives of the hindgut, or I could just name the structural derivatives. Okay, structures structures derived from the hindguts. Okay, stroke derivatives of the hindgut. Right. See you guys in the next area. Bye for now.